We are in this together. Global Educators in Conference, Part 3. Your Story, Your Voice.
The first conference on April 11th was an opportunity to discuss the pandemic and its profound effect on our schools. In the second conference on April 26th, called The Journey Continues, we described how we were coping with the pandemic and how we were teaching from home. Our third conference offers a chance to reconnect now that we have a new school year, and we're eagerly ready to work with our students once again in these unprecedented times. We will call on you to share your story. Each of you will have a maximum of 2 minutes to introduce yourself, your country, and your role, and to briefly describe your current situation in your school with regard to COVID-19. Please adhere to the 2-minute maximum time so that all of us have an opportunity to be able to share.
And please keep your mic muted throughout the conference, and we will unmute you when it is your turn to speak. Feel free to type in the chat during the presentation, and also we are live streaming this on Facebook, and you can go there and add your ideas and how you think about the conference. So, Lorraine?
Okay, we'll start out with Taruna Kapoor. Is Taruna here? If Taruna is not, Taruna, are you here? Well, all right, we're going to go to Steve Sherman. Steve, do you want to start us off?
Hello, everyone. My name is Steve Sherman, and I am the Chief Imagination Officer for a STEM-based educational NGO in South Africa. We go out and make kids excited about maths and science and technology and engineering. And of course, COVID hit us hard because we were in the classrooms, and all of a sudden, as of the 27th of March, we were no longer in the classrooms. So we had to adapt. And I think that that's what problem solving is all about. We switched from a in-person model to an online model, which wasn't much of a stretch for our imagination because we've been in the online space for quite a while. And we were looking at innovative ways of bringing teachers from around the world into the classroom together. So we do a lot of global collaboration, and I work quite closely with Lorraine and Dondi and a few of you. So for us, it wasn't an unusual thing to switch over to a digital delivery of content. The only problem is that I'm starting to enjoy it, maybe a little bit too much. And I think that the advantage is that, you know, we were always thinking local, but now we get a chance to actually explore a global community. So a lot of our new projects are now focused on how we can bring global collaboration, a global educational community together and spread the maths and the science and the engineering to as many people as possible. So I would have to say that it hasn't been easy. It certainly is a challenge. In our country, we still have load shedding where the power switches off every now and again, and that hampers our procedures and policies. But I think that in the end, the advantage of delivering a digital class, it certainly has its benefits. Oh, there's my 2 minutes, but I can tell you that, sorry about that, we will certainly continue.
Pramod?
Yeah, thank you. Am I audible?
Yes, I can hear you fine.
Because there is no electricity, and that is why my Wi-Fi connection is not working. So I have, switched on my mobile data. So that is the condition in India nowadays. My colleagues Saruna Kapoor and Pradeep, they have explained the condition in India, and I am teaching in a school where there are around 1,500 students from age groups 8 to 13, 14. And in a class, there are about 60 to 65. Some classes have 70 to 75 students. So it's really very difficult to get all those students online for a meeting or for an online class because 50% of the students, they don't have access to the handsets or computers. They don't have the gadgets actually, and most of the students have bought the gadgets when we started online teaching and learning. Actually, when the COVID-19 it broke out, that time we had summer vacations, and at that time we didn't give it thought actually that what would happen, because we would in a condition like if we would get over all these things just 1 or 2 months. But actually, when in June the school year started, we were all very stuck, because this was the first time that we had to shift abruptly to the online teaching. Before that, we had face-to-face teaching and learning, and students and even teachers who were used to it. But now we have to approach all the students, get connected to all the students online, and it's really very difficult. And I think this is not the ultimate solution. We are just trying to keep the students in a flow of education. We are just trying so that they will not forget what they have learned the years back. So we have conducted the online tests also. It's been 2.5 months we are teaching online. We have conducted online tests also. And after 2 months, we will be having the second evaluation. But they are also missing the face-to-face contact, and some of the students, they are not in contact with teachers. And those students who have newly taken admission to our school, we don't know them actually face to face, because most of them don't have the gadgets, and they don't have the internet connections. So we all are missing very much our school, the face-to-face contact. And even some of our trainings used to be there, but nowadays it's all stopped. But as Melania ma'am said that this is there is other side of the scenario, that we got to know how the different financial conditions, that in a class when you go to school, we don't come to know what is the financial condition, or what is the background of the student. But now we are getting in touch with them personally, so it is very we are getting to know the other side also. And the blessing and disgust is that we are getting Microsoft community. I'm now Microsoft Innovative Educator. I'm National Geography Certified Educator. So this is the that was the a chance where I got to learn all these things because of this situation. Because once we get into the water, we try to, or we learn to swim. So these are some advantages, but finally, I would like to tell that this is not the online teaching is not the ultimate solution. We need to get over this, and we need to get in touch with students through some other ways, maybe going to their houses, or meeting them personally. But looking at our strength, like 75 or 70 in a class, that is not possible. We are trying our best to do that. So thanks a lot, Lauren and Manjula, for giving me a chance to share my views and experience.
Thank you. Thank you. And Dr. Omar, Kasia?
Hello, everyone. I'm from Poland. I'm the teacher of history and of English. I'm also Microsoft Innovative Educator Expert and Skype Master Teacher, which is now called Global Learning Mentor. And in Poland, we also had lockdown in the spring, but now since the 1st of September, we came back to school. So we are at schools now. Remote learning is provided only when there are some students or teachers infected with the virus, and then they need to stay at home for 10 days. And in schools, we have some kind of rules that in the classrooms, we don't wear masks. But for example, when we go outside classroom in the halls, we need to wear our masks. We need to keep the distance. So we need to clean our hands very often. And so the reality is some kind of different, but I would like to continue the idea of digital literacy because we learned really a lot, as the previous speaker said. And I think that we need to continue this online experiences, learning and teaching our students these new tools. So I work online with classrooms all over the world. I have a lot of projects and I want to continue them using different kinds of platforms, for example, Skype, Zoom, Flipgrid, Wakelet, and whatever. And I try to teach my students how to use them, but also have some kind of workshops for teachers to become more digital. So thank you very much. And thank you, Manjula and Lorraine, for this great initiative. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Paulo? Paulo, are you here?
Sorry. Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. I'm Paulo Turcato from Portugal. I'm an ICT, programming, robotics, and math teacher. Here in my school, we have been at home since March 16, teaching online, trying to do our best. Schools at school. So classes at school started yesterday here. Everyone need to use a mask. Classes, we have shifts in each class. Some in ICT, I have 14 students in 1 hour and the other 14 in another. But in regular courses, we have now 28 in class, and we have a program in school now only for classes in school. We have a plan B, half in school, half online, and a plan C, all online. If we need to go home, we have everything programmed now to do it, and it's a pleasure for me to be here. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. And I know that Pradeep Diora has a class that he has to go to. Do you want to go ahead, Pradeep?
Thank you, Lauren ma'am, and thank you, Manjula, for inviting me here. Yes, we are together in this, and since March 2020, our India is also fully locked down. And within these days, I have reached my students, and in different ways, I reach my students. I took online classes on Google Meet and Skype, but my students are the wards of mine worker families, so they are not afford such digital gadgets. Only 10, I have 33 students in my 7th class. Only 10 students have Android gadgets. So I made 7 groups of those students who are living near, and all those students who don't have such the gadget, they gather and apply the security and place themselves at distance and learn with these online classes. And within a week, I go there, that village, for 2 days, and solve out all the queries of those groups who have any queries up there, as well as I have prepared worksheets and distributed with all those students. And thinking about the globally, I am taking my students through different virtual field trips using Skype in the classroom, as well as the Microsoft Teams. And that's why my students get boosting of learning about the globe, and they are very confident now to speak with other educators throughout the world. Thank you for giving me the chance to speak.
Thank you.
Good evening, all. and you want to know that what we have done in India, like what I feel that children are great imitators. So what you give them, they are ready to imitate. And global education is something that is very important because our future is going to be built by the young generation. So what I did in my this thing, that I trained my children on global culture with different countries, with different this thing. They collaborated with different countries. They learned different cultures, languages, food habits, the way of teaching. Like they learned German from German the teacher directly. So there were many new things which they learned from the across the world, across the borders. And I feel that nothing is small or big. This pandemic time taught them how to work on a Padlet, how to work on on Flipgrid, how to work on different things, which I think in the normal schooling, it becomes a little difficult to train, but they can make PowerPoint presentations. The fourth grader can, make posters on Canva. So that is a big achievement for them. And the technological skills, they have really outshined my children. And that is how it is okay that the pandemic has actually been a very tough time. But what I feel that tough people last. And if we keep on cribbing on small things, we will not achieve what we want to achieve. So the planet is healing. We do meditation, we do yoga, we do all sort of different things in our school. We we celebrate each and every small moment together with different mentors across the borders. And that is how we did, and we worked in India. So enjoyed each bit of it. And I would suggest that again, I would say that we are in this together, and we will actually come out of it together. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Taruna. Anna? Anna, are you there? No? Okay. Let's see. Mirvari? Mirvari, yes, from Azerbaijan.
Hi everyone from Azerbaijan. I am Mirvari Shkurova. I am a history teacher. In during pandemic in our country, the schools was closed, but we are continue our lessons from many platforms. In May, our Ministry of Education prepare for us a virtual platform in Microsoft Teams. We have virtual school in Microsoft Teams. In our students have learned all their lessons from that platform. Now in our schools are open, and but our big old students are not go the schools, but our little students go to school. But they are go to school 2 days in a week.